Good morning, everyone. This is Scott, or the Scott Man. We're here to do a special video here today. We're here in Detroit, and we're going to be riding the QLine. Turn the camera this way. So the QLine is a free streetcar you can use. Just connects Congress Street, or runs along Woodward. Goes all the way up to News Center. We're going to go ahead and get ready to board here. Or I guess, I don't know if we can board just yet. We'll wait a second. So we'll go ahead and wait out here for a quick moment. It's a streetcar that runs along Woodward Avenue from like Congress and Larned, going all the way, oh, sorry, turn around the other way. Goes all the way up toward like Grand Blvd up in the News Center area. Oh, I guess we can go ahead and board now. So go ahead and hop aboard here. Oh. Go ahead and sit down here. So yeah, what's really cool with the QLine is that it is absolutely free to ride as of 2025. It's a nice convenient way to get around the different parts of like downtown and Midtown Detroit. So yeah, all you have to do is after it starts moving and you want to, if it's going to come up to a stop you want to stop at, you got one of these buttons over here. I'll show you what that is. Just push the button, and then at the next stop they'll stop and they'll let you off. But of course, if people want to get on board too, they can easily get on as well too. So yeah, I'll resume this once we get moving.
Marshes.
Alright, and here we go. I'm going to talk a little quieter because it's a little quiet on the train, but I'll try to increase the volume though.
Please use seats
and like during the edit.
And guests with disabilities.
So basically, the QLine runs right along traffic here on Woodward. So it has to account for traffic lights and also vehicles as well too. So I think there are like about 12 different stops on the QLine. Of course, the first being here at Congress Street along Woodward. The next one's going to be Campus Martius Park. So we'll be seeing a lot of things over on the left side, but that's where I'm sitting on the QLine here, but we'll occasionally pan the camera over that way too. But what's really nice about the QLine is that it is air conditioned in the summertime and heated in the winter. So it has a nice temperature control in here. So yeah, as I was saying again, so anytime you want to request a stop, when they announce that the next stop's going to be, you just push the button like that person right there just did. It's a blue button, and then it'll let you off at the next stop. And over here, this is Campus Martius Park, right here in the central part of downtown Detroit, and got the fountain over there. It's a beautiful little park, and I definitely have to check it out here in Detroit. It is fantastic. And of course, in the camera that way, you got Monroe Street. That'll take over toward Midtown. So definitely we'll point out where the stops are along in here. The one for Campus Martius should be coming up shortly after this traffic light here. Alright, now yeah, here's the stop for Campus Martius Park. So pretty much between the southern and the northern end, the stops are a little different. But yeah, there's the stop for northbound on Woodward. And at the same time, there are more people getting on too. And we will go ahead and continue. Now you point out some cool things along the way too, along Woodward. It's a nice way to do that without having to do a lot of walking. So over here they're almost done with the new Hudson site, with the new skyscraper. And over here we have the Hudson Cafe, which is a really good brunch spot. I highly recommend checking that out for some great brunch here in Detroit. On a Sunday morning, so it's not all that busy out right now, but it's still pretty nice though. I got an H&M store. And plus, with this being on a Sunday morning, it shouldn't be too bad in terms of traffic. And then over here at Grand Circus Park, we also have a quick transfer over to the People Mover, which is also free to ride, which goes around downtown Detroit. And the next, yeah, they haven't really announced it yet, but the next stop is up over here by like Park and Adams Street. So you have the QLine stop for everybody going south right there. Yeah, Grand Circus, and then the stop for northbound's right over here. So you got the east side of Grand Circus Park, and then pan the camera over here. You got the western part. All right, about to go again. And yeah, you can even see the red light, so yep. The QLine has to follow the laws of traffic too. So we got some cool stuff coming up here. Over on the left, we got some different theaters like the Fillmore. We also have the headquarters for Little Caesars and also the Fox Theater. And on the other side, you can see Comerica Park, home of the Detroit Tigers. And up there is the Fox Theater. And then you got Hockeytown Cafe right over here. And then you got the stop for Montcalm Street for both sides. So if you're using the
Now arriving at Grand Circus, brought to you by Chevrolet. Please exit to the right.
You can tell they're delayed with the announcements. But yeah, this is actually the Montcalm Street stop over by like the Fisher Freeway for I-75. This is the stop people will usually take if they're going to like Comerica Park, or if they're going to even across over to Little Caesars Arena, which is where the Detroit Pistons and Detroit Red Wings play. So yeah, right now we are over I-75 over there. I don't know why this is a little crooked, but oh well. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll continue. Of course, in the middle of the summer, so basketball and hockey are not going on. So usually the only thing that's going on there is like concerts or other big events. And then, of course, crossing over I-75, we're now in Midtown, and for Little Caesars Arena, we also have a stop over here too. Although I'm not seeing one on the other side, so they gotta be a little bit apart. show the other side. Got a bunch of like townhouses or apartment buildings over there, or apartment houses, I would say. Okay, so now here's where the QLine goes to the other side of, or oh, I guess not. It has the ability to, but so I'm not sure why we had a special traffic light there, but oh well. You can tell I haven't ridden this in a long time. Yep, so we're now cruising our way through Midtown. So the QLine goes through downtown Detroit, Midtown, and then News Center. So Midtown has a lot of great restaurants and also some great museums, especially as you get up toward like the Wayne State University area. So we're at Peterborough Street here. Oh, a nice little Coney Island in there. Oh, got some nice apartments along here on Woodward. And we got to stop here for Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard / Mack Boulevard, or Mack Avenue, because yeah, Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard's over that way. And then pan the camera that way, we have turns into Mack Avenue.
Now arriving at Mack Avenue. Brought to you by Detroit Medical Center. Please exit to the right.
Which I should probably point out too, there's also a lot of medical centers over here too. They have the Detroit Medical Center. It's off to the right a little ways. There's also at this intersection too, on the northeastern corner, there's a Whole Foods market or Whole Foods store. So go ahead, I'll pan the camera over on me really quick. But yeah, it's as you can tell, it's a very nice ride, and this can get a little slower during the busier parts of the day because, again, as I keep saying, the QLine is a part of traffic, and not only that too, but cars can legally travel in the same lane as the QLine, so it can follow traffic too. Okay, we're moving again back the other way. Oh yeah, you can see the Detroit Medical Center out that way in the distance. Then we got the Block, which is a really good restaurant. Highly recommend that restaurant. It's a very nice place to get some great food. Over here at Alexandria, there is a parking garage you can park in too. So definitely an option if you want to avoid having to park in downtown Detroit. You could pay maybe lower rates potentially. I forgot how much it is to park there, but it is an option. And of course, just ride the QLine into downtown. Oh, and over here you got a McDonald's and Hopcat, popular place to get some drinks. And then we have a stop over here at Canfield. And yeah, over there, that is the Whitney, which is a very beautiful mansion. They even have a very elegant restaurant in there.
The next stop is Warren Avenue, home of Wayne State University, Charles H. Wright Museum, and the Detroit Institute of Arts.
So yeah, great view of the Whitney. And then over here, got some different apartments on the top, and of course you got different restaurants like Poke Poke. You also have like a pharmacy, an H&R Block, Walgreens, or Walgreens pharmacy, I should say. And they got another hospital. Got the VA hospital over there. Approaching our next stop, which is Warren Avenue. Stop for southbound over on the south side of Warren. And then for going north, yeah, the stop is just over here on the north side. Oh, we got Shields Pizza over there. One place you can get some Detroit style pizza.
Thank you.
So, now arriving at Warren Avenue, brought to you by Wayne State University. Please exit to the right. The next stop is Ferry Street, home of the Detroit Public Library main branch, Detroit Historical Society, and the College for Creative Studies.
So I figure have that say it's me. Alright, we'll go ahead and turn it back over. Okay, so the next stop is Ferry Street, as what the announcer or the announcer just said. So now we're in the general museum area of Detroit. So you got the public library over there on the left, and then over on the right, that is the Detroit Institute of Arts. It was a fantastic art museum. And you got the Detroit Historical Museum over there. Ferry Street should be coming up momentarily, but either this stop here or even the one back there at Warren, those are the stops you want to use. You want to go to the DIA or the Detroit Institute of Arts or the Detroit Historical Museum or the Detroit Public Library. Yeah, here's the Ferry Street stop. You can also get off here.
Now arriving at Ferry Street, brought to you by FCA Foundation. Please exit to the right.
Stop for the other side of the road for Ferry Street. Yep, so we're... Oh, and also forgot to point out too, Ferry Street and Warren Street stops, those also for Wayne State University. And we're about to go over I-94 and enter over into the News Center area. You can even see the top of the Fisher Building too. There's the I-94 freeway. So we don't have a ton more left to go in this video, because we're getting in the news center now. This is like the northern parts of the QLine. parts of Wayne State University over here too. Okay, I think we have to cross over lanes, so we have to wait for this light to turn red. Yep, here we go. So over here, on the other side of Burroughs Street, this is where the QLine now goes into the inside lanes of Woodward, whereas different stops over here. So now we'll be able to see a little bit more of the right side there. Although the actual stop is for Amsterdam Street, which is the next one over here. So yeah, here they got the stop for both sides of the QLine over here.
Now arriving at Amsterdam Street, brought to you by Ford Motor Company. Please exit to the left. The next stop is Baltimore Street, home of the Amtrak Detroit station.
All right. So you have the tower up that way. That is the Fisher Building. It's along Grand Blvd. So the next stop is Baltimore Street, and we got the railroad tracks here. This is where the Amtrak station is. So if you get off at this next stop, this is where you can transfer over to Amtrak, and then you can take the Amtrak train west out toward Ann Arbor, Kalamazoo, and eventually to Chicago. Yep, there's the Amtrak station over there. And this is the Baltimore Street station. Doesn't look like anybody's getting on or off, so we're just going to keep on going today. And in here you got a lot of great businesses and restaurants in here. Cue the Kitchen. And then over here at Grand Blvd, you got one of my all-time favorite restaurants, Baobab Fare. High quality East African cuisine. It's so good. And here is the stop for Grand Blvd, and this is the last stop. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get off. So it's kind of nice that that announcer just basically mentioned that if you want to get back on, they basically have to turn around the QLine, and then they'll pick us back up over at this stop here. So yeah, so this is the northern end of the QLine here by Grand Blvd. So it's going to basically go up that way, and then it's eventually going to make a U-turn and come back this way. So over there we got the Fisher Building. So what we can do is, before we get ready to conclude the video, we'll watch the QLine basically continue that way to where the main station is, which is just over that way. And it'll come back around, and then that's when you can basically take it back to the opposite direction. So yeah, that's the QLine right there. Let's get to see it from the outside this time. But yeah, very cool. But yeah, let's get the Fisher Building in the background. So yeah, the QLine is a very efficient way to navigate along Woodward Avenue. It's absolutely free to ride, going from Congress Street and Larned Street and Woodward in downtown Detroit all the way here to Grand Blvd here in the News Center area. So it's a very efficient way to get around the Detroit area. So definitely check it out. when you're visiting Detroit. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little video here on the QLine today here in Detroit. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to click that like button. Don't forget to click that subscribe button so that way you don't miss out any future adventures. Well, thank you for watching, and this is Scott, or the Scott Man, signing out.